Minutes now before the hour. This could be a major breakthrough in figuring out what's causing the asthma in your child. There is a new study concluding bacteria in a human being's stomach may reduce the risk of developing asthma by as much as 50%. Bear in mind, 1 in 10 kids in America today suffer from asthma, and those numbers go up just about every year. Dr. Mark Siegel, Fox Medical contributor, here now. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, Bill.
The study... Ooh, that was put that on standby for a moment here. What do you make of this study, Doc?
Well, you know, Bill, I think it's a very interesting study. We've had an explosion of asthma over the past 30 years, as you've just said, and not just asthma, allergies as well. And you know, what this study shows, I mean, we're not sure why all this asthma is happening. It could be food additives, it could be vaccines, it could be the ozone, it could be the environment, it could be obesity. We've been looking at all these factors.
Could be the medications, could be better water over the past couple of decades.
Absolutely.
Let's cut right through it. H. pylori is the name of the bacteria. For centuries, human beings were thought to have in their stomach naturally. But after the Second World War, it went in decline because the medications got better, the antibiotics got better, as I mentioned, the water supply got better. So we started to kill that bacteria in the stomach. And now they think at a young age that bacteria could have been the key to keeping asthma under control.
Absolutely,
do you buy
Bill.
that?
Absolutely, I do buy that. You know, we have been giving antibiotics to kids like it's going out of style. We may be wiping out this bacteria. And this is a reminder to doctors not to over-treat conditions, because you might treat one condition and make another condition worse. It's a big philosophical point here. You know, this bacteria, this study is suggesting that it may trigger the immune system in the proper way. And we know that allergy and asthma occurs when the immune system is triggered in the improper way. In other words, if you don't get exposed to this bacteria early in your life, you may have asthma or allergies as a result because the immune system goes haywire.
So take the conclusion of the study. How do we treat it then, doctor?
Well, the conclusion of this study is to not over-treat this bug. You could treat this stomach bug if you got ulcers, if you got gastritis, but it's never been shown that we should be eradicating this bug if it just happens to be there. You know, if you have ulcers in the stomach, Bill, you can get stomach cancer, and that's associated with this bacteria. But a lot of people are colonized with this bacteria, and maybe they should be.
Well, let's make that clear, because it can help younger people. It can be invasive for the elderly, though.
That's a very good point, because as you get older, you get more and more likely to get the ulcers or the stomach cancer. So I think the lesson here is stop over-treating young people with antibiotics with every sniffle we get.
Okay, just want to make this clear again. H. pylori in older people can lead to ulcers.
And it can lead to gastritis.
And stomach cancer.
Absolutely. And ulcers can lead to stomach cancer. They found 90% of ulcers have this bacteria.
All right, so if we're recommending to consider this for the youth, we also have to recommend this for the elderly. Do you test for it?
You can test for this, but the problem is that just testing for it on a blood test isn't always 100% perfect. And you're right to also extend this point to the elderly, because we may be doing wrong to the elderly. You know, there's a lot of asthma and allergies in the elderly now as well. So we should not be treating a bacteria. We should only be treating conditions of the stomach.
Oh, when you mention this bacteria, H. pylori, again, is the name, P-Y-L-O-R-I.
It's a very tiny bacteria.
Yeah, and the awareness, in my view, has just come out in recent years, has it not, doctor?
And that's right. Before 1980, we never even heard of this bacteria, and we've been studying it now, and this is a very significant study, but we need more studies like this.
All right. Interesting topic. Thank you, Doctor. Mark Siegel.
Thanks, Bill.
Not weather related.